And I don't know how to feel about this. I lean towards cautiously optimistic. And that is that HBO Max is set to really drastically ramp up their production for stuff that'll go to the streaming service next year in 2022, as they've announced that they are releasing at least 10 projects that'll only be debuting on HBO Max. To which I'm just going, HBO Max? Are you sure it is up to you guys to decide that? Because aren't you in the middle of being bought by somebody that has more money than you, that basically just bought everything you own in Discovery? Like, I understand that they have all these things that they want to do, and we'll get into what we think some of these might be, because I feel like some of these are already confirmed as to what they are. But I'm just going, these are weird statements to make. Jason Kilar, the current head of HBO Max, is the one making these statements, saying, we're going to have 10 movies coming out in 2022. Are you sure that's up to you, Jason? Because if the merger goes through as it's expected to sometime in mid-2022 of next year, are we sure HBO Max, as it stands right now, will still be a thing? Or will they shutter it and merge it with Discovery to make a mega app? Because when Discovery fully acquires HBO Max and all of Warner Brothers, that will be the perfect time to rebrand, rebuild, and reborn this platform. Because HBO Max, like, as soon as the gunfire started to start the race, they tripped over their own feet and have basically not cleared a single hurdle along the way. They continually bungle the service. I still stand by HBO Max can be a great app. They just keep getting in their own way. And I think right now the current state of HBO Max is we are stuck in limbo until this merger happens. Like, so many people, myself included, are going, you promised 4K content like almost a year ago, and yet the only 4K content is the theatrical releases when they come to HBO Max same day as they come in theaters. That's it. I'm wondering if some of that got pushed on the back burner because they're just like, well, we don't know what's going to happen to HBO Max with this Discovery merger. I want to believe them when they're just like, yeah, we've got 10 movies planned to come out. I'm going, do you even know what the current state of your product will be a year from now? Because you are in the middle of a huge shift, not just on your own platform, just in the streaming wars in general. People are buying things left and right, as we're going to talk about here. But Warner Brothers is an uncertain ground. They're selling off a lot of properties. They just lost the rights to Pokemon to Netflix. They just lost the rights to Lego to Universal not too long ago. You can't promise us anything. But Josh, before we dive into what some of these projects might be, where do you see the current state of HBO Max, and do you believe them with their news here?
I'm about the same as you in that, like, wait, guys, you might be getting rebranded here within, a year or so. So, where are you to promise us anything in this? I think whenever I hear, and maybe this is because I've been burned by Netflix so often, but anytime some company is like, hey man, we're developing these or this specific thing that you guys want or something like that, I'm always hesitant, and I'm always like, I'll believe it when it debuts. I'll believe it when it comes out, because
the Magic Treehouse series,
like Magic Treehouse series, Redwall, like all this stuff. Like, I'll believe it when I see it, guys. Like, I just don't pretend like you are just gonna promise all this stuff and then us believe you.
Yeah, so we can at least early speculate on some of the projects because we know some of them are in development. It's just a matter of, do they have 2022 release dates or later release dates? Case in point, Batgirl. We know, I can safely assume Batgirl will come out next year just because they've already started the casting process, which HBO Max, I got a bone to pick with you. Last week, we talked about the 4 women that were the finalists for the Batgirl movie, and then you just had to go and announce who the actual actress that was cast in Leslie Grace the day that we aired the podcast, basically making that entire video outdated as soon as we published it. So thanks for that, HBO Max. Also, best of luck to you, Leslie Grace. I'm going to watch In the Heights when that becomes available to me to see kind of what you bring to the table. But screw you, HBO Max. You screwed us over on that one. But Batgirl, we can safely assume is coming out next year. They've already started the casting process. They've got their directors. They're pretty far along. Static Shock, or just Static, whatever they want to call that, that's also been previously announced due to Josh basically speaking it into existence by his bold proclamations.
Basically.
That one is somewhere in the development cycle. Case in point, as is Blue Beetle. Now, we've heard not a lot about those compared to the Batgirl movie, so I don't know if those are 22 releases or 2023 releases, but we know those are on the horizon at some point. I would imagine there's going to be some other ones that will be, I don't want to say like straight trash, but like straight up easier to make, of lower budget stuff, like a drama, maybe a horror. I don't even think HBO Max has done a horror, like HBO Max original for horror yet.
No, they won't. I doubt it. I heavily doubt it. It's just not in their blood. They like to pick the bones of other horror companies instead of making original content. Anyway,
they do it better than Netflix, at least.
Salty, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I would rather browse the horror section of HBO Max than the horror section of Netflix.
That's fair, but that's also because it's all Netflix stuff now, and it's hard to find something that is not original content, which is a weird complaint that I never thought I would have. Like, I don't want to watch your stuff. I want to watch other stuff.
Unless it's Hill House, in which case I'll just rewatch that again. That's fine. But there's 7 other potential slots for HBO Max's quote-unquote releases in 2022. Any guesses what you would fill those slots with?
See. So we already said Batgirl, Static Shock, Blue Beetle. What about season 3 of Titans is on the way.
That's coming out this year. That's coming out this year.
Yeah,
but they're specifically talking about movies.
So why not cap off season 3 with a movie?
That's assuming they still have a fan base left.
Yeah. So anyway,
and that's coming from someone that watched every episode. I don't think HBO Max realizes how many people left during season 2. Like, if I wasn't so much of a Nightwing simp, I would have ditched it so quick because
all right, well, at least he admits that he's a simp for Nightwing.
Oh no, like, I got super excited because I just found some like classic Nightwing comics. Like, you guys, I have an issue when I found a first edition copy of Superman issue 158 where Jimmy Olsen and Superman go to the bottle city of Kandor and take up the identities of Nightwing and Flamebird for the first time. And I picked up that comic because I'm like, that's significant. That's where the name Nightwing comes from. I need that comic for my someday collection. I don't have a problem. Josh has a problem. But again, what were you guess besides a Titans movie?
Let's see. Let's go. I'm trying to think of stuff that's not already in production. Because I don't know. I don't even know what HBO Max technically owns anymore. Let's say like another minor DC adventure. I think I can see HBO Max being like, hey, look at the success of Suicide Squad. They're taking lesser known heroes and lesser known villains and making movies about them. Let's do one of those. And I don't know. I don't know what specifically you could do. Maybe do The Rise of Calendar Man or something.
No.
Since he's been cast.
He has been cast, but we're not going to talk about that until the movie comes out.
Yes.
You're giving me bad ideas, which is always a good thing for people listening at home. How would you feel about it? I don't normally advocate of this character needs to be rated R, but how would you like an R-rated comedy about Booster Gold?
I don't want Booster Gold to ever be a thing. For Nathan Fillion's sake, I hope
he's
it's
already
never
in the
a
DC
thing.
universe, as
I
it's now
hear
confirmed
you.
that he is the arm fall off boy,
Arm fall out boy.
the detachable kid.
But completely useless. But I see the DC fan base and I can hear it now. Booster Gold in an R-rated movie, blah 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 blah. Nathan Fillion's nowhere to be attached anywhere, and the whole fan base goes, "Well, we don't want to see it then if it's not Nathan Fillion because he's the only one."
I don't know.
But even though Homelander exists and he's basically Booster Gold.
Well, okay, no, not even close, man. Homelander, don't you besmirch the name of Booster Gold by comparing him to that sociopath. No, I don't think there's that much of a cry for Nathan Fillion to be Booster Gold as there was for Nathan Fillion to be Nathan Drake. Now, the Uncharted fan base flipped their proverbial lids, which I still think that's nuts. I think I could see a Booster Gold movie. I want to know what happened to that J.J. Abrams produced Justice League Dark movie that's supposedly still in the works. Because there's been rumors of, we've got the Zatanna movie. That might be coming next year. The Zatanna movie, there's rumors of a Dead Man movie.
Or like...
if we get Dead Man.
New Constantine would be great.
Bro. So, okay, there has been some rumors, and after this, we'll move on to our next topic. We've dealt on this long enough. There are some rumors floating around that before we get a Justice League Dark movie, we will get HBO Max standalone movies for all the individual members of Justice League Dark, to which I'm just going, yeah, Zatanna, yeah, Constantine, give me an Etrigan movie, please. I just need Etrigan. Etrigan teaming up with King Shark, please, just because I need a whole movie where no one really speaks clearly. Also, if we have Dead Man was a former circus performer whose costume inspired someone else's down the line. So if we could bring him in at some point, that would be fantastic.
It would be awesome.
But
also, I just need the Question to be a thing.
Ooh, the Question would be perfect for HBO
Max. The Question would be
Max.
so much fun.
That's an HBO Max
so
character,
much fun.
if ever I've heard of one.
And just like, it's okay, as much as I would love to have Etrigan have his own movie, I don't know if, and I'm going to get flack for this, if he's a strong enough character to be on his own.
Oh no, I completely agree. I still want it.
He's going to show up in Zatanna. I guarantee it.